Hello everyone, it's Stiggs. I've been playing Guild Wars 2 for the last couple of weeks. I have a level 57 Guardian here. Now, I know that a lot of people are having not trouble, but there's lots of builds going on, different builds going on for Guardians. And I think one of the main things that I'd like to do is present a very versatile build that a Guardian can use while leveling. I've been playing this game now for a couple of weeks, so I'm looking forward to showing this build to you. I've only been using this build since around level 40. That's when it really takes its toll. Right, here we go. Here's my traits. I've left 2 points because I really want to get to level 60, get the Grandmaster book, and then go up to 30. But just the basic essence of this build is to utilise all the trait lines. But the traits you really want to use to make sure that your skills are so effective is virtues, honour, and radiance. Now the first thing you want to do between level 10 to 20 is to buy a book so you can level up your traits and go to 10. Basically what I've got here right now is when you start off you should really be using number 2. Your signets recharge 20% faster. Now when you get to that kind of level you're going to be using a lot of signets in whichever one of these slots that you've unlocked when you get to 20 or even before then. You want to be using signets, especially this signet here, Bane signet, which improves power. Now because you're not putting anything into Zeal, you can see increases power by 0. Normally people will put it in here, but because you're not using that, you need to make sure you have that on at all times because it increases power. Your armour, also, you want to be putting down power. You can see power, vitality, power, precision. You want to be making sure that your power you're not underpowered, to put it that way, because power is your main stat for attack. Your condition damage also contributes to your attack power, but not as much as power does. But basically, because why you're going for precision and condition damage is because precision helps with your critical attack. So my critical attack at the moment is 36%. It obviously will be higher the higher level I go, and of course the more radiance I use, and of course with my armor. Condition damage is also, so for example your burn, Guardians get burn skills, use your Virtue of Justice, or with some of these as well you will get burns, you get blindness over here. And also with some of your consecration skills, with your Purging Flames, you can see I do 1550 damage for burning with 5 seconds when I use Purging Flames. And of course if you use other burning skills you will gain a lot more damage for your burning by basically increasing your condition damage. For the first 10 levels you're going to focus on the Radiance tree. That will give you your extra condition damage and a bit more attack power, as well as lots of critical hit power. And then you want to go into either honour or virtues. I mean, I just went one by one here. I went 1 into honour, 1 into virtue, simply because it gives you increased vitality and increases your healing. Virtues gives you increase in boons and increase in a virtue recharge rate. Your virtues are your F1, F2 and F3 skills. When you obviously get to your level 30, you want to be really 10 in here, 5 in honour and 5 in virtues. Your virtues, for going into virtues, would give you something called Inspired Virtue, and that will gain you increased boons, or give you different boons when you activate your F1, F2 and F3 skills. And your honour is 1 second of vigour when you critical hit. Now obviously when you have radiance you're going to critical hit a little bit more, so you'll get a little bit more vigour with that little handy point skill over there. Now when you get to a stage where you can get to 10, 10 and 10, what you can use is your signets, your signet recharge rate here instead of this one I have it at. Your honour, you'll have shouts recharge 20% faster, and you'll also have concentration skills recharge 20% faster and also last longer. So really this build is really kind of like a jack of all trades, master of none. You can switch and flick these skills, which is what makes this build so effective as a leveling build, because that's what you want to do. You want to be able to sort of have different skills over here. You can see at the moment I have 2 consecration skills and I have 1 signet skill. I could, if I wanted to, have all signets, or have all consecration skills, or have all shout skills, because they're all 20% reduced and last longer in terms of the consecration skills. Now with virtues, you can also make your spirit weapons last 50% longer. And there is something in Radiance here, I think it's Radiance. Spirit weapons cause burning. So you really can up your spirit game if you're going to be a spirit weapon guardian. So I think that's really, this build is really just to make sure that you're all equipped and ready for whatever you want to do. It's kind of like a jack of all trades build, giving you power, giving you vitality and increasing in healing power, and it gives you increasing boon duration as well, which means your boons last a lot longer. Now what I use for this build is a great sword and a staff. Your staff can do a little bit of damage here and there, but it's also really to heal your allies. This is really an event build. It's also a solo build because you can use your staff for soloing, just mostly for healing yourself. But your greatsword is what you're going to use mostly for soloing. For when you're doing events, you can use a greatsword and both. I tend to swap. Instead of your greatsword, if you want to do a little bit more of a support, you can use a mace and a shield. You can use a mace and a focus. Or even if you want to go DPS for your, instead of straight swap DPS for your greatsword, you can go for a sword and a torch, or a scepter and a torch if you really want to do. The choice is up to you. But I think the staff for events is necessary in order to heal people and give yourself a little bit of buffs here and there. That's really generally the essence of the build. So if you want to have a look at that one more time, you want to go 10 into Radiance first off, then you can switch and go into Honour and Virtues maybe one by one, or whichever you really want to do, it's up to you. Make sure you get 10, 10, 10, and you can choose the buffs. Like over here I've got 3 seconds of retaliation because I don't really need the signet because I can use that here. I've got my shouts because I do use over here, save yourselves sometimes. I've got purging flames as well. So you know, this is a very, very good build in terms of having to utilise all of your skills. I hope you've enjoyed the video. Obviously if you want more information I'd always happily give it to you, but this is really just a basic guide to using your traits to utilise all the skills that you possibly can for your guardian. A lot of people will go for different builds, but I think this really is the build to go to utilise all of these, you know, these end skills over here which aren't to do with your weapon. So, you know, I hope you do use it. If you have any questions, you know, feel free to post a comment or message me. I'm more than happy to answer to it. You know, if you want, just try the build out and see where it goes. You know, this is a leveling build. It's not your end game build. As you can see, I'm not end game yet. I'm only level 57. So this is really a leveling build. If you disagree, of course, there's going to be loads of different builds that you can use. But I find that a lot of people have difficulty in actually realising which way to go when you start off. Everybody presents a build where they're all at, you know, 30 here and 20 there. Well, how do I get there? Well, hopefully I've explained how you do. You know, you get your 10 in Radiance first, and you swap around which way you're going to do your Honour and your Virtues, and that's really it. I hope you've sort of gained a bit of knowledge from this video. I haven't showed you all the skills that I can use simply because you may use them, and there's other videos that do that. But no, I hope that you have enjoyed the video and actually given you some sort of insight into how those trees can actually affect these skills over here at the bottom. And of course your Signet of Resolve, which heals you for a lot more and now recharges a lot less, and also a free cure of condition every 10 seconds, which makes it better than Avatar of Dwayne. So that's essentially why I've gone for the Signet's recharge rate. But anyway, I hope you've enjoyed the video. I know I'm blabbling on a bit now, but I hope it has given you an insight into the Guardian build. And also if you're looking to set up a Guardian as well, there's not just one way. It's not just a support build. You can go into DPS, you can go into just sort of healing and support. But there are a lot of things that you can do with the Guardian, which is why I make it to be my favourite class. I'm enjoying my Ranger at the moment, but this is mostly my favourite class, and which is why it's at a higher level than any of my other characters. So, you know, I'm hopefully going to make some more videos about different other builds, probably going into a little bit more depth, maybe some gameplay too, but at the end of it, I hope that you are going to make a Guardian, or you have got one, and you are going to use the build because, well, it's a really, really good leveling build that can utilise all of your skills and all of the properties that a Guardian can bring you in gameplay and for your team as well.